but how do you see that fight going? Do you feel confident giving a prediction on someone else's fight as opposed to your own?
Me, me personally, no, because I don't know what Lamont Roach and his team are working on. I don't want to, down the man because who knows? Maybe he might shock the world. It's not on us to decide. I mean, boxing is a one-shot sport. Anything can happen. Nobody's invincible from getting knocked out. So, I mean, Tank better stay off Twitter. He better worry about his opponent. So, that's all I got to say. But in my opinion, Tank should win, but you never know.
Tank and Lamont Roach, do you like the fight? I know some people have expressed, they would rather to have seen Gervonta fight someone else like a Shakur or another opponent. But overall, what are your thoughts of the fight?
I tell you what, the fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with them or not. That matters. When you know a guy's rhythm, when you know their speed, when you know what they're thinking, that changes everything, Saying all this to say that because I know we got a lot of people, it don't matter. When he get hit, he going to sleep. Just wait for it. This might be a fight until he gets hit. And again, he's tasted that before. So if he gets hit and he doesn't go away, we got a fight on our hands, I think it's a good fight. I think that there's better fights for Tank Davis, but this is a good fight for him.
Do you think ultimately, as a story, like any Tank fight, like once he touches him, it's lights out?
We'll see. Like I said, when you've tasted that before and you know what it feels like and you know what it looks like and all that kind of stuff, it's much different from it being your first time getting hit with that kind of power, your first time seeing that kind of speed and that kind of the overall makeup of a Tank Davis is surprising to most fighters. It won't be surprising to Lamont Roach. And Lamont is a DMV fighter himself, which means he got that dog, It's going to be a good fight.
Better fight, do you think, than the Frank Martin?
Better fight than most people expect it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think it goes out 12?
We'll see.
Listen, Tank Davis is not the guy to beat in boxing as a superstar. As they say, the face of boxing, and then they said others might be the face of boxing. But Tank Davis, to me, it's going to get anybody problems. It's the burden is on Roach or anybody else. In this case, it's Roach. The burden is on him based on Tank's achievements and what he have done. And this is Roach really, I know about the amateurs, but this is really his biggest moment in boxing as far as on a pro level. He will come in as the underdog based on popularity and based on the record that Tank has, and justifiably so. But anything can happen in this world of boxing, and both guys got to come in the way they need to come in. Tank better not underestimate Roach. Roach is a real good fighter, boxer, counterpuncher, and he has some confidence from the amateur, just like Ryan Garcia with Devin Haney. That muscle memory of memory don't go away.
Your reaction to Gervonta against Lamont Roach, what do you think about it?
Well, I wish Lamont Roach the best. I'm hoping that he puts on a great show, whether he win or lose. It's going to be a great fight.
What kind of fight do we see?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what Lamont Roach is going to bring to the table that's going to be different and new, that's going to somehow take over the fight with this massive destructive power of Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, some people I've talked to have said they feel it's going to be a very good fight because Lamont's so familiar with Tank coming from the amateurs. And they're saying hey, when you know a guy like that intimately, you know how hard they punch, you know their style, it tends to work itself out a lot better. You're a lot more comfortable in the ring. Other people say, hey, the moment that Tank touches him, like other Tank fights, it's going to be done with.
Absolutely, and honestly, both of those points could be very well understood. I don't know what's going to happen if Tank lands a punch, because usually something happens every single time. But the fact that they have a whole lot of experience with each other, it might be very interesting to see how Lamont Roach fares in this fight, how he gets through each round to find himself in a victory. Because usually the best way to beat somebody like Gervonta Davis is to be an extremely good checker player, where you domino all these rounds upon himself and win the fight unanimously on scorecards.
We got Tank and Lamont Roach coming up also March 1st. What do you think about those guys getting together?
That's gonna be a good fight too. You know, I feel like Lamont Roach is a slick, tricky fighter. You know, a lot of people are sleeping on him, and so I feel like he's gonna give Tank a good run for his money until Tank land that punch. Then after that, I don't know, but
Say
like,
it's the inevitable.
yeah,
You know,
he definitely gonna land. You know, we're gonna see how Lamont take it, but I feel like as the fight's going on, it's gonna be a good fight.
A fighter you guys used to promote, Lamont Roach, has this fight scheduled with Gervonta. Just your fighter brain on the matchup and Lamont's approach and his chances against Gervonta.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He's first and foremost, he's a very nice human being. I really like him as a fighter, as a person. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch. So it's going to be a long night. But I think Lamont will. What he must do in there is just go out there and have fun. Go out there and have fun. Don't be tense. Don't fight nervous and scared. Fight having fun and enjoy the moment.
Tank mentions that Lamont had like sneaky power. Now you're saying like he's sneaky too. So now it has me kind of thinking like there could be, I don't know. How would you approach that fight?
Yeah, with being sneaky, literally. Yeah.
Punching between combinations or like
just punching outside the box. I mean, presenting Gervonta with something he's never seen inside the ring. Punching while Gervonta's punching. Using the power when needed. Not every single punch. So changing up your punches, meaning he can throw combinations with, less force, and once in a while throw your full force punches and surprise Gervonta Davis. So there's a lot of different styles he can use, Lamont Roach on Gervonta. But I think if he fights him sneaky and has Gervonta thinking at all times, he can possibly pull up an upset.
What do you make of that fight, Tank versus Roach? Who do you think wins as well?
Honestly, I think Tank is one of the very best fighters, definitely in the lightweight division. I don't think Roach would be a huge threat for Tank. Tank is very talented, very skilled, and also very experienced at this point now. He's fought and seen pretty much every style there is, and his power is tremendous, where he has that knockout punching power, and he's got the confidence to do it, and you just see his demeanor. He's just confident. He knows he's gonna go out there and execute, and so it's hard to go against Tank.
Yeah.
Again, not to disrespect his opponent Roach, but I think Tank is a beast, and he's been proving it every fight. probably will win this fight as well. Again, it's hard to say and go against Tank. He's proven himself.
Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, looks like they're signed.
See, we go from Benavides versus Morel to Tank versus Roach. Come on.
not feeling the
Not
Roach
even-
and Tank
come on.
fight.
Yeah,
not even
that's-
in the same breath, huh?
Not even.
Underwhelming fight for Tank, you think?
Yeah, well, Tank is doing, he sells a lot. He does really good on the gates. His numbers are not bad. He's a very talented fighter. I like watching his fights. I like watching because you never know when he's going to do it. He could take 6 rounds off, but then in the 7th, he takes care of business. That's how good he is. But I would love to see him fight a little better challenges.
What do you make of the Tank versus Roach fight? Do you think it's a fight that Tank should have at this point of his career?
No comment.
What do you make of a Tank?
Lamont Roach. I'm Lamont Roach. We've been cool since we was in the amateurs. So I fuck with Lamont Roach. I'm happy that he got the opportunity, and that's all I can say.
And what about Tank Shakur? If that fight happens in the future, who do you see winning?
It's a good fight for boxing. I think that we should all be fighting each other. That's what boxing is about. The best fighting the best.
What do you make of Lamont Roach, his chances in this fight against Gervonta?
I mean, man, it's hard to beat Tank. It's gonna be hard to beat him. I think Roach. He suffered a loss, 2 losses or something like that, right? He suffered a few losses. I haven't really watched the Roach guy recently. I've seen a few fights, but at the end of the day, if you don't got like real speed, I don't think anybody can beat Tank because he has speed and power. You really have to have speed, real speed, footwork, and like IQ to beat Tank. You don't have to have the most power. You just need to have real speed to keep him, off balance, have him thinking more. I don't really see no fighter that can do that.
Oh, not Shakur, not Devin, not Teo.
Listen, I'm a fan of Shakur. I watch him fight, but I thought Devin was going to be the guy that could beat anybody in due time, but the development didn't really work out. I don't think Shakur can do it either because Shakur, he's a great fighter. I just feel like he doesn't. You got to push the issue with Tank too. If you can't push the issue, sitting back thinking you could counter him is going to be tough.
What do you think about that fight with him and Lamont Roach?
I don't know Lamont Roach, but when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come but don't come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight, and then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that.
After, I know Lamont feels he'll win the fight. Fans feel that Tank will win the fight. But what can you do to entice him to get in the ring? You feel?
Man, you want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Tank, I don't care if you get in the ring or not, bro. Keyshawn, the businessman, is making his own lane for the businessman. I was 11-0 fighting in my hometown. I did $1 million gate. That's just the first time I'm fighting in my crib. And people, I live in the West Coast. I get stopped in Walmart. I get stopped. Shit, I get stopped at my security gate all the time because I got a guard gated security. People know me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't come from fighting big names. That just came from me performing and people just liking what I come with. So Tank, I don't need Tank, bro. I would love to fight him, but I'm not out here pushing for no Tank fight, bro. He's so unpredictable. I don't know what light skin gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing what I need to do for my family and for myself.
I think it's gonna be a good fight. Early, I don't know. I think it's gonna be more of a good fight than people think. I definitely think that.
Why do you think that?
Because Lamont not no bum. And he some people you know how you've been knowing, say basketball, football, you've been knowing these guys since y'all was in AAU, small. So you know what they bring to the table, kind of. They done fought all the guys. So all of us, we all came in the same amateurs together. So we kind of know, like I kind of know what he brings to the table. He didn't fought some serious guys. Both of them, you know what I mean? They didn't fight. From what I heard, they fought twice when they was in the amateurs, and it was both good fights. He just ain't got a huge name, so everybody gonna look past him. But I think it's gonna be a good fight early.
Do you think he does better than Frank Martin?
That I don't know. Frank Martin did good. Frank Martin did good early. I think he was just scared of the power a little bit. I think potentially because he got more at stake than Frank Martin. Like, not just talking about the money, but East Coast rights. You know what I mean? They both from the same area up there. Like, they gonna have their people against each other, so he gonna have to show up and you know what I mean?
Curious. Let's run this scenario. You versus him. How does it explain to me? How does it look?
Me versus Lamont.
Yeah.
Early, he gonna try to be all tough. He gonna try to counter touch, but I'm just gonna control it with the jab, control it with combinations, and then once I start catching him towards the middle rounds, he gonna start breaking down. You're gonna start seeing him slow down, and he gonna stand there a lot more. Then I'm gonna switch southpaw and just start blitzing him, and then it's gonna be over with. They're gonna be like, "Nah, stop the fight."
Are you
Let me stop playing, bro.
Is that gonna happen with the Tank fight too? Like, do you see like it's the same? It'll go the same way. Like, did you just explain how the Tank fight's gonna go?
Hey, nah. Nah, I'm just messing around, man. I wish Buddy the best in this fight, bro. When I always want to be the one that beat the person. I don't never want to I don't never want to be one of them guys. Oh, I hope he lose before he gets to me. Nah, I want to be the one beat you. So I wish them the best, both of them guys on they what's the name. And I'm focused on November 2nd. I'll just clown around though.
But we'll see what happens with Tank and Lamont. Depends on the outcome. Usually, if something bad happens, you want to take a good amount of time to recover and come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's me.
I know you want him to, or you mentioned you want to be the one that beats him, but like, what's most likely is going to happen in that fight with Tank and Lamont? And just your opinion, just knowing boxing, like, do you think Tank stops him? Do you think he goes 12? Like, what happens?
Yeah, I think he'll get stopped late.
Late?
Yeah, later. In
the way you kind of described your fight with him?
Yeah, type shit. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about a potential of fighting Tank afterwards, but he says he's going to retire now. What did you make of that?
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen. But I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you, and then he could try to make it seem as though I need him, and I don't need him. So,
what's your reaction to Tank fighting Mr. Roach, Lamont Roach?
I mean, I think the online reaction is a little bit unfair. Like, everybody hates the fight, but Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Like, it's not like, but the problem is no one knows who he is, and I think with Tank's position in the sport, people want him to be in the big fights, and it's not a big fight. But Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Like, and if you know your boxing, you know it's a good fight. But he is a super featherweight. He's much smaller than Tank. But I don't think it's a bad fight. But it's gone down terribly because no one knows who Lamont Roach is. But it's what were the options for Tank, really? He doesn't want to fight Shakur, and Shakur got injured. Haney's not around fighting. Ryan Garcia rematch isn't there. Pitbull Cruz got beat, and that was definitely the fight I think they were going to make. Valenzuela's not ready. So all in all, I get it, but it's just not going to do big numbers because it's not a fight that people are aware of. Is actually quite a good fight.
Johnny Boy boxing and fight night. Do you feel that you could be the first fighter to stop Gervonta Davis, and how would you do that?
God damn. Y'all know Tank has never been stopped in 30 fights, right? Let alone lost. But yeah. Shit. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
Lamont is a great fighter. I appreciate him for, stepping up, and come March the 1st, we dance. But everybody know how I get. You know what I mean? One of the real dogs, like real dogs. And the dogs that's rolling with you, they know. I'll make them turn on you. You know what I mean? I see y'all March the 1st, man.
So you said, Roach, what round would you ideally like to get him out of there?
Shit, I mean, everybody want a first round knockout, but shit, I'm trying to knock anybody out. I don't care if it was him, if it was anybody else. I'm trying to knock everybody out in any round. You heard
Tank.
You heard him.
Come on, bro. Come on. Everybody in this room right now know what's going on. Come on, stop. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna make it hard for him.
Bullshit ain't never been nothing. You hear me?
Stop it.
Bullshit ain't never been nothing.
Okay.
Look at his face. It's telling
Look at it.
His face telling it.
You want to see my smile?
His face telling it.
You want to see my smile?
Are you nervous at all, bro? At all?
Bro. I've been doing this since I was 9, bro.
Shit, that's good. Is you nervous at all? No, hell
What I
no.
gotta be nervous for? That's what I do. Ask him if he nervous.
Mr. Tank Davis, is you nervous, brother?
Yeah, I get nervous. I get nervous when I get in there, but that's what real, you know what I mean?
Not right now.
That don't stop nothing.
That don't
You know,
stop
once you
nothing.
close up, you finish that.